And members of the public don't film here. There is nothing that they can do to stop it. If somebody wanted to film, say for example their appointment, they cannot be stopped from doing it if that's what they want to do, and they should be offered a private room to have their appointment. So it does.
The manager of this job center, called the police, stood there and read his own policy document out loud directly to the attending officers, and genuinely believed that was going to be the end of it. He thought he had control of the room and control of the narrative. What he did not count on, not even for a single second, was the auditor standing right opposite him, knowing that exact same document word for word, line by line, including every section the manager quietly decided to skip over. The moment that document gets turned back on the man who printed it off himself is the moment this entire situation flips completely. Do not click away, because what happens next is something this manager is not going to forget in a hurry.
Oh, hello,
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, how are you? Just so you know, my camera's on.
Perfect.
No policy.
Glad to see you learnt from last time.
Oh, I told you last time, it was that PCSO that didn't.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'll have to really look on the footage now.
Yeah, I found the video though.
Did you?
Yeah.
I mean, it was hard to miss it really, wasn't it, that one?
Oh, no worries. Yeah. I've spoken to the staff.
Sure.
Remember, they're stating that their policy is not to allow filming on the private premises because it's landlord owned.
Right.
So it's not public.
Sure.
He said he's printed it out and so forth. He's tried to explain it to you so that you're...
Oh, he hasn't shown me any print out. I did ask him to print it out because I'm aware of the policy.
If they print... If they show you it on paper, you're happy to cease filming and obviously leave the premises?
So their policy, the one that I'm aware of their filming on DWP premises is they use the HSE Act, Health and Safety for Employers. Okay. Not relevant to a member of the public in this building. Is the onus on them for that. And at the end of that printout, it does say that while they prefer that claimants and members of the public don't film here, there is nothing that they can do to stop it. If somebody wanted to film, say for example their appointment, they cannot be stopped from doing it if that's what they want to do, and they should be offered a private room to have their appointment. So it does state in their written policy that they cannot stop somebody from filming in the job centre if they want to, and that's the straight. That's probably why. That's probably why he hasn't come and shown me.
May? Yeah, absolutely. It says if there's no business reason, so first ensure there's not a legitimate customer service requirement from the filmmaker as a DWP customer, which there isn't. DWP policy is we prohibit filming for data protection, privacy.
Alright guys, this audit goes south real quick. Police are already on scene and the manager is standing there holding a policy sheet, reading it out loud to the officer. But here is the thing, he is cherry-picking every single word. He is only reading the sections that support his position and completely skipping over anything that goes against him. The auditor clocks it instantly, does not say a word yet, just lets him finish. The document is right there in his hand and the selective reading has already begun. This opening sets the entire tone of what is about to unfold, and trust me, it only gets better from here.
Information security reasons in DWP premises without permission unless a reasonable adjustment is in place. Any filming must stop before allowing entry. If there's no business reason for the entry, which there wasn't, follow the advice below, have on-site security maintain a safe distance at once as stated with the filmmakers, which they have done.
They've been fantastic for us, they've been really good.
Okay. Where a request is made by DWP staff or a security guard to stop filming and leave the property, this must be done calmly, professionally, using the statement, I don't give permission for filming, please stop. We don't allow filming or audio recording on my premises without permission. I said words, perhaps not precisely those words, but
to that effect,
pretty much
fair enough.
To that effect. If the filmmaker refuses to desist, then it's important for staff or security to engage in any debate around the legalities of their actions and instead contact the police. Close all ground floor blinds to prevent intrusion into the building. Ensure all external doors. Remove name badges if you're exiting the building. It's important to staff. Where incident occurs, it should be raised via the UCB. But if unavoidable, do so calmly rather being professional at all times. Please stop, we do not allow filming or audio recording on our premises without permission. So that's basically...
May I read that? May I have a look at that?
Read that?
May I keep this copy?
You can keep that.
Yep, cool. There we go guys, so you can pause and, get that a bit closer, pause and read that at your leisure. Okay, so you say I'm not here for a legitimate business reason. Okay, so you say I'm not here for a legitimate business reason. What do you class as a legitimate business reason for being in this job centre?
To undertake an appointment or pre-book with our job centre. For for this particular site, we don't have walk-ins. It's pre-booked appointments only.
So why do you have an open door?
The auditor gets his hands on the actual policy printout and wastes no time reading it live on camera for everyone watching to see. Then he turns straight to the officer and fires the question that nobody in that building can cleanly answer. What exactly is a legitimate business reason to be inside a job center that has an open front door, public job vacancy boards on the wall, and computers sitting there available for anyone to walk in and use? The silence that follows that question says everything you need to know about how strong his position actually is here.
With adverts on a board for computers here. So do I need an appointment to come and use one of these computers to do a job search?
To come and use this office, yes, you would need an appointment.
An appointment to come and use one of these computers? That's interesting. Do you have that in a written policy?
That's the REAP site, because these are REAP sites, extension sites. So
Oh, what?
we don't have-
What's that?
So rapid extension expansion of property.
Okay.
So these are satellite sites to main sites where we've had sort of the overspill from the increase in claimant numbers due to the pandemic. So we've had to open up extra sites.
The overspill that I've been here 40 minutes, and that's the first person I've seen walk in and maybe here for an appointment. So I just wait for him to go in and that, and we'll carry on.
Do you have a reason for being here?
Yes.
What's your legitimate reason?
I've already explained that to them.
Okay.
So, sorry, could you explain to me again, what's your legitimate reason for being on this?
I've already explained that to you.
Well, I'd like you to repeat it if you would, please.
Well, you've got it on camera. It was recorded. I'm not here to be a parrot and repeat myself.
We'd like to know your legitimate reason why you're here.
Well,
We don't know. We haven't been deciding.
Okay, that's fine. You can ask them. I already told them. No offence, but, you know, you're here as an observer. This is a matter of civil trespass. You're here as observers, and that's the extent of your powers. It's civil trespass, whether or not they have a written policy.
They've got a legal, saying you don't have permission to be here.
It's-
You don't have a legitimate reason.
Okay, it's still
I'm asking you
okay.
to ask it.
Okay,
Legitimate
and
business.
but that's not your business. This is a
is
civil
business.
matter. It's a civil matter, not
But you
it's
have
not
permission
it's
to
not
be
a
on
police
this
matter.
site. It's
Yes,
just
okay,
like-
fine, and fine. If that's the case,
I'd just like
okay,
to
fine.
know
If that's the
what
case,
your
right?
legitimate reason is.
The auditor is not letting this drop for a single second. He points directly at the open door, the job vacancy boards plastered on the wall, the public computers set up for anyone to use, and calmly asks why any of that infrastructure even exists if a member of the public apparently needs a formal appointment just to step inside. The officer tries to cut in and gets shut down immediately. Civil matter, not a police matter, not your jurisdiction, and the auditor lays that out without raising his voice even once throughout the entire exchange.
If that's the case, then this comes down to a matter of I'm trespassing. Okay? Do you have any jurisdiction over a civil trespass?
I just want to know.
Do you have any jurisdiction over civil trespass, or are you here to observe? Right. So mind your own, and I'll deal with it with them.
But they still don't know.
I'll tell you what. Take the gang badge off your uniform. We might be able to have a civil
You don't
conversation.
speak to me like that.
Well, I do.
You don't.
I do. If you're going to wear a gang badge on your uniform, then that's exactly how I'll talk to you.
You don't need to stop talking to me like that.
Why not? What are you going to do about it?
Well, if you start getting leery, I can remove you. So.
No, you can't. It's a civil matter, not a police matter. You cannot get involved.
Okay, enough of the attitude.
No.
I'm asking you why you're here, and you still don't know why you're here. I'm asking you very nicely why you're here, and you haven't answered.
It's not your business.
Well, if they've called us, we then are part of the business now.
You're here as an independent observer in a matter of civil
Okay, so don't
trespass.
ask me why you're here, because you don't have a reason why you're here. Okay, cool.
So you're making inferences. Are you now a solicitor? Are you a barrister?
Don't tell me
But
so.
you're making
Therefore, I'm
inferences.
guessing that you don't have a reason why
You're
here.
making
Okay.
illegal
That's fine,
inferences.
That is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries at all. That's fine. You don't have a reason.
0268 is definitely not the level of your IQ. That one, is it?
Okay, no worries.
Uh,
What were you told the reason he was here for?
Something about filming the information that's on the public boards,
Oh, okay.
which was done immediately upon entering the building.
Yeah.
So beyond that, I'm not sure why there's any need to remain on the premises.
Okay.
again, something I have already explained.
Watch closely because the officer is about to get caught out on his own jurisdiction in front of everyone. The auditor strips it right back and asks one single direct question. Do you actually have any legal power whatsoever over a civil trespass matter? The officer cannot produce a straight answer and starts getting visibly defensive instead. The auditor does not move, does not raise his voice, does not repeat himself. He just stands there and lets the officer's non-answer do all the work for him, and it is all captured clean on camera.
Have you filmed the public boards? Yeah.
What I filmed is my business, not yours. If you want respect from members of the public, I would strongly suggest you take those gang badges off your uniforms. That will be a cracking start. But we've already had that discussion, me and you, about how I feel about that badge. You know. I'm pretty sure was it you that was with him last time, or was it somebody else? I know it was a female officer. I can't remember. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I made you both aware of how I feel about that.
That's okay.
Badge on your uniform. Sorry, and your collar number again, just to remind me.
1128.
1128. Thank you. There we go. At the end of the day, if you're going to be a constable, you need to expect attitude from the public. You don't turn around and tell me not to give you attitude. Exactly. So don't tell me not to give you attitude. It's something you are. I don't care what would be nice. It would be nice if you didn't wear that gang badge on your uniform. But there we go, because that's exactly what it is. Yeah. But we discussed it. We discussed that last time. The fact that what that represents.
If you don't like it, that's fine. But I do, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their opinions. If he doesn't like it, that's fine. But I do.
Yeah.
I've got my own opinion about it. I've got my own preference about it.
So you swear an oath to the crown of this country and then deflace our flag. That's exactly what you've done.
Okay, you're now assuming things about me.
No.
Assuming things about you.
No. That's a fact. You have sworn an oath to the crown of this country,
Yes, I have.
and you are defacing her flag. That's exactly what that is. It's a defaced flag.
Things get personal, and they get personal fast. The auditor clocks the thin blue line badge on the officer's uniform and calls it exactly what he believes it is: a gang badge. The officer does not take that well at all and tells the auditor to check his attitude. The auditor comes straight back without hesitation. If you choose to put on that uniform, then you better be prepared to receive attitude from members of the public. Raw, unfiltered, and neither man is showing any sign of backing down from their position in this exchange.
No, it just shows the level of respect you have for your oath.
I have a lot of respect for my oath.
Of course you do.
Yep.
Of course you do. So it's interesting that he only read out the points that he wanted to read out. So should I read you the rest of it, Constable? No, you don't want to hear the rest of it?
Oh, sorry, you're talking to me?
Yeah. So he only read out the parts that he wanted you to hear.
Okay, yeah,
So, we've got... To help manage these incidents and protect staff, the following information is provided to help should such an incident happen again. The law on when and where filming can be carried out lawfully is complex, but in general terms, members of the public and the media do not need permission or a permit to film or photograph in public places, and police have no power to stop them if they do.
The badge conversation is far from finished. The auditor goes deeper and builds the full argument. Sworn oath to the crown, defaced national flag, the historical connotations of that emblem, and exactly what it has been associated with in counter-protests and white supremacist movements. The officer keeps defending it, and the auditor keeps pulling it apart piece by piece, calmly and methodically. This is one of those moments where one person in the conversation clearly has done their homework, and the other is running out of ground to stand on with every single exchange.
What amounts to a public place requires legal advice, and where this becomes necessary, the office manager should seek instruction from legal services or the landlord. Staff are reminded that filming a DWP site or staff is not prohibited by criminal law, and it is only when the filmmaker's behaviour breaches criminal legislation, e.g. Public order offence, which I'm sure the security officers, security guards can attest to the fact that I've been very polite and cordial with you guys. Haven't been threatening or anything. Where filmmakers film on private property and refuse to desist, it is the landlord or DWP's responsibility to seek a civil remedy to prevent this, an injunction in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, and interdict in Scotland. So therefore, as I was saying, you're here as an observer. They called you fine. You're here as an observer. Like, asking me what I'm here for, I mean, not want to tell you.
That's fine.
I don't have to tell you, exactly. So you didn't have to be so pushy with it when I said I don't want to tell you. You should have been like, okay, fine, and just carried on observing.
It was only a question. I just wanted to know.
Well, again, but when a member of the public tells you no, you need to stop having an ego about it and just be like, fine, you don't have to. Well, you clearly did, because as soon as I told you I don't want to tell you, you got funny about it.
Yeah, I got funny because you just kept saying these guys know, but they didn't know.
Well, they did. They did. I've told them. They've got it on camera, and the manager eventually did tell you. So he just wanted me to repeat it so you could hear it. That's the only reason. So he clearly did know, and that's why I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I'm not here to be a parrot. I'm here to carry out my business and be on my way.
Fine. But I was just wondering what your business was. That's what I was just asking you.
And that's fine. But when I tell you no, I don't want to tell you, that's fine. You accept that. As a member of the public, I have a right to privacy. I have a right to my own personal thoughts.
Yeah, of course you do.
I don't have to tell you anything.
This right here is the moment that blows the whole situation wide open. The auditor reads out the exact sections of the DWP policy that the manager deliberately and consciously skipped over, and every word of it is going straight to camera. The DWP's own internal document, their own written policy, confirms in black and white that the police have absolutely no criminal power to stop filming on these premises, and that any remedy available to the DWP is civil, not criminal. The manager's selective reading gets completely and publicly dismantled right there in front of the attending officers.
Fine.
Okay, and you need to accept that at the first instance.
That's fine. I mean, I'm a police officer.
Yeah.
We tend to ask quite a few times because some people will tell us
Okay,
eventually.
so you know what coercion is?
That's not coercive.
It is. If somebody says, oh, okay, so if I ask somebody to have sexual relations with me and they say no, and I keep asking, that's coercion. That's exactly what coercion is. You get told no, you deal with it, and you deal with the fact that you've been told no, and you leave it there.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay. No worries at all.
Again, once again, you've been quite polite and respectful. I still don't like the thing on your uniform, but other than that, you've been quite polite and respectful. Again, the same as last time. You started with an ego last time as well. You did. It's all on camera.
I think you said we were both really nice last time, actually.
Eventually, yeah, but you started with an ego.
I didn't. I'm just asking you a question.
I know. Obviously.
Yeah, it's how you deal with the answer.
I know, obviously, you can do videos and so forth, and just not got an issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you've come here, because you haven't told me the reason. They haven't told me the reason. Again, it is what it is. What's your outcome? What do you?
Okay, so.
What would you like?
Okay, so as I was saying, as the manager already told you, as I told him and I told security when I got here, I wanted to film the information that was on the board, anything that's available for the public to come and look at. Some people are on PIP, some people can't physically get here, some people want to know what's available. I'm making a video about that. Yeah. Also, when I go to job centres, these two have been fantastic, and I have stated that time and time again. You really have been brilliant. But I go to job centres regularly. It's an interest of mine, as well as police stations, as you know. And I quite often get assaulted by G4S. I notice quite often.
The officer keeps pressing to find out why the auditor is there and gets an unexpected lesson in coercion for his trouble. The auditor lays it out plainly. When a member of the public tells you no, that is the end of it, you accept it and you move on. You do not keep pushing, because that is exactly what coercion is. He makes the point sharply and does not repeat himself once. Then, without missing a beat, he shifts into calmly explaining his full purpose to the officers. And for the first time in this entire encounter, the officers are actually standing there listening rather than pushing back against him.
The job centres do not, as a government body, they do not hold out information privately and responsibly under GDPR and DPA. If somebody's having an appointment, as I gave them an example, in booth 44, and somebody's having an appointment in the booth next to it, everybody is overhearing everybody's personal and private information. If they've got their blinds down here, which again, I said to them, kudos for that, but if they didn't, and I was stood outside, I could film through the window, film the computer screens, everybody's personal information on it. I highlight these I'm using it in a case against the DWP. Okay, so that's another reason why I do this. Because it's not acceptable for our government to handle our information in this manner.
I understand that.
Okay, but again, and as I said, if they just let me go about my business and didn't call you guys, obviously, as soon as they said they called you, I wait here because I don't want you then around looking for me, right? So I wait here for you. And also to prove to a point to them that you guys can do nothing about it. The police should not, your time should not be wasted and abused for something that you have. If I were being aggressive towards them, a different story. I would get that, but when I've not been that way towards them, they've wasted your time. You didn't need to be here. If they didn't call you, I would have filmed what I wanted to film, narrated. It probably would have been 5 minutes, quick narration, film what I want to film, and I would have been gone.
I get that.
They've elongated this, and they need to be aware. Especially the manager of this building needs to be aware that the layout needs to be better. If people are having appointments, obviously this is a very empty building. They have the space and capability to have appointments far away from each other.
I just went and spoke to the manager. I think to a degree he is aware of that.
Yeah.
Because one of his concerns is, say you sat here filming, which like you said, is your right at the end of the day.
Thank you.
The issue is.
The auditor lays the whole picture out in full. PIP claimants who cannot physically travel to a job center, people without internet access who have no other way of knowing what is available to them, GDPR failures happening in open cubicles where private appointment conversations are being overheard by everyone in the room, and a documented pattern of assaults carried out by G4S staff at other locations across the country. He then lands the point that stings the most. These officers were called here for absolutely nothing because not a single element of what happened today comes anywhere close to a criminal matter.
Potentially the breach of GDPR if someone's having said.
Sure. But then you realise that breach is on them. I can't breach GDPR because the onus is on them. The GDPR applies to companies, organisations, and governments. It doesn't apply to members of the public. I cannot breach it. But if I film that computer screen through the window, the GDPR breach would be on their side. They would be culpable to the ICO, not me, because the onus is on them to make sure that information is private and secure. Okay, and you weren't here when I read it out, but I read it out to this PC. The manager conveniently only read out the stuff that he wanted known to you. There is actually information on here that does state that it's obviously DWP have got record of probably mostly me going around doing this, and it says in here that there is no legal grounds for them to stop me. It comes down to what is a public place, and it's on the onus for the office manager or the landlord to seek legal advice and seek a civil remedy such as an injunction. But until such a time, there's no criminal legislation. The police can do nothing. It states it all here. But again, he conveniently didn't read that out to you. And again, that's all on camera as well. So. Well, no, but he only reads out the things that pertain to what suits him.
I mean, I like you said, it's a civil matter.
Yeah.
You sitting here filming is a civil matter.
Absolutely.
I'm not dragging you out of the building.
No, absolutely.
Building shut and so forth.
And I mentioned that. I did say that. I said I asked them what time they're closing because I said if they're closing, I will leave because then that becomes aggravated trespass because I'm disrupting them from carrying out lawful activity.
Like you even said yourself, as soon as you hear the police are turning up, and it makes you want to stay longer and so forth.
The auditor breaks the GDPR argument down with real precision, and he does not leave any room for misinterpretation. The legal liability sits entirely with the DWP as an organization, not with a private individual standing in a publicly accessible space holding a camera. He circles back to the manager reading only the convenient sections of his own policy and holds the document up to camera again so there is a clear visual record of it. The conclusion is straightforward and the auditor states it without dressing it up. No criminal legislation applies here and there is nothing the police can lawfully do about any of it.
Absolutely.
I understand the videos and why you film them and perfectly fine. So it's a case of, if you, it is what it is, mate.
Yeah.
You want to sit here, you can sit here.
Cool.
If the building shuts, then the building shuts, and that's different.
That's it, then I'll leave because I don't want to be aggravated trespass, that's a criminal matter.
Okay.
Exactly. But yeah, that PCSO, by the way, put in a formal complaint against him. He's currently being investigated. And after you guys left, I went in to make a complaint in person about the PCSO. Two female PCs. Oh yeah, you saw the video, didn't you? No, that was ridiculous. I've actually put in a complaint against them, not just for their attitude, but for misfeasance in public office. They abused their power and threatened to seize my property for conspiracy to commit public nuisance, which, when I looked up that act afterwards, I fit none of the criteria for. So they're abusing their position of authority to threaten members of the public. It amounts to harassment.
Well, like we said last time, you're well in your right to make
exactly.
complaints, and people need to make complaints about things like this at times, because that's how you
absolutely
improve and so forth.
Yeah, I'm currently fighting to get those badges off your uniform officially.
Yeah, I know.
But
okay.
Well,
really
at the end of the day, those badges arose as a counter-protest to BLM, so the fact that you wear them kind of paints you in a bad light.
Personally, I don't view it in that light. I understand.
Yeah,
again, like I said last time.
I walk around with a swastika on me. Personally, I'm not using it for that. I'm using it for the Hindi reason of where it originated from. But I walk around with that on me, then I'm going to get done for public order offences. Because it is a hate.
The auditor checks what time the building closes and makes it explicitly clear on camera that he will leave the moment closing time arrives to avoid any argument around aggravated trespass. And that single move demonstrates he understands the law more thoroughly than most of the people currently standing in that room trying to remove him. He then brings up a formal complaint already filed against a PCSO from a previous visit, misfeasance in public office, abuse of authority used to threaten seizure of property. The officers acknowledge it and do not push back. Then the thin blue line debate fires back up again.
Image, So, and that's the thing, whether or not you're using it for your personal reasons, you have to take into account the connotations that emblem carries with it. And that was used heavily in counter-BLM protests. That's what made them so popular. And they've also been used by white supremacist group, not Yardie Boys, that's London gang, isn't it? What do they call? Some boys in America, they've co-opted the thin blue line for white supremacy, and
it's a shame that groups like these are taking
it is, but that's exactly what the Nazis did with the swastika. It existed for that for very peaceful reasons. But you need to keep that in mind. And you need to take that into account. The image that you're putting across, and the faith that members of the public have in you when they see that on your uniform, it undermines you. Okay, and that's what, if you want respect and you want a good relationship with the public, wearing those on your uniform is not helping in the slightest. And that's not just me. That is a widespread opinion by thousands of people. Thousands, not just a couple of us. I mean, you've seen my video. That video got 100 and something thousand views. Then a lot of them did comment on your badges on your uniform. Exactly. So you're aware that people don't like it, but it is. Don't like us, but it is your responsibility, according to Pelian principles of policing, to have the court of public opinion on your side, and diminishing and undermining your own position. No, you've just admitted that you know people don't like it, and you still continue to do it. Yeah, but
haven't really, to be fair, come over to us,
but
I understand the issue. I tried to get people to like me from talking with them. I don't understand.
The badge debate reaches its most serious and most uncomfortable point. The auditor is not trading opinions anymore. He is presenting hard numbers. Over 2,000 people have died in police custody since 2010. 11 officers have been killed in the line of duty in over a century. You are statistically more likely to die in police custody than in a terrorist attack. The officer goes noticeably quiet when those figures land. The auditor is not shouting, not aggressive, not theatrical about any of it. He just places the facts down one after another and lets them sit there in the open air on camera.
It has an effect and so forth,
yeah.
and I get that.
But again, I can walk around with swastika, pretend to be the friendliest person, have the nicest demeanour about me, but I've still got that emblem. It's not. It's at the end of the day, I think it's atrocious, and I am looking at getting a petition into government to get it formally banned from your uniforms, because at the end of the day, it is a defaced flag. As I was saying to her, you swear an oath to the crown, and then you deface the flag of this country. It doesn't show much respect for the oath that you take. all around, I just think I understand why you wear it. It's for the fallen officers, as they say. That the whole 11 of them that have died since 1910. Yeah, but they have different lines. They have different lines. The blue line is specifically for police. And 11 police officers have died in the line of duty since 1910, I think it is. Over 2,000 and something people have died in police custody since 2010. You know, 20 times more likely to die in police custody than a police officer dying in the line of duty. You know, you're up to 4 times more likely to die in police custody than from a terrorist attack.
I did not know that.
There you go.
I know that now.
You know, statistics are all online. You know, it's easy to find. You know, but so when people see that, and you say it's for the fallen officers, well, what about the people that die for you? You know, die in your custody.
But anyway, we're not needed here.
No. All right.
All right. We'll let you carry on your day, mate.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. Right, now you guys have been and kind of told them, like I said, that there's nothing that you can do about it. I'm probably just going to do a quick sweep around the boards so I can have a clean bit of informational video without interruption, and I'll be on my way, like I would have been in the first instance.
The officers have run out of road and they know it. They concede the position, say their piece, and leave. The auditor turns back to the job vacancy boards and films them calmly and without a single interruption, exactly as he came here to do from the very beginning. He wraps it up by noting the manager will not be happy about how this played out. The written policy is unambiguous, and from the moment those officers walked through that door, there was never anything they could legally do about any of it. That is what standing on your rights with knowledge and composure actually looks like in practice. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.